Hi guys and ladies, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my hangar. Now today, while we're still waiting for the upcoming 2.4, which is being tested by the closed Evocati group on the PTU, and evidently CIG are really pleased with their ongoing input, I thought we'd look at one of the ships in my hangar, the Aegis Dynamics Retaliator. Let's have a closer look. Now the Aegis Dynamics Retaliator is a beautifully designed ship. Now in third person we can get a good comparison to the size of the ship. As you can see, it's fairly large, about 71 meters long and around 53 meters wide. Now it is designed as a bomber. The outside of the ship is dominated by 6 VTOL maneuvering engines. Now they're actually in the landing position at the moment, but it is pretty spectacular how they transform into their flight characteristics and their flight position. Let's have a look at that now. Here we are on the pad. As you can see, the VTOL engines swing down into their flight position. As we continue along around the back of the ship, you can see the large wings of the Retaliator which sweep back. Also, the tail wings also sweep back into this very familiar Aegis design. Now at the back we've got 2 TR5 engines. Now underneath we've got the rear facing turret. Now these are size 4 turrets, and there's actually 5 of them in all on the Retaliator, which does give it some awesome protective firepower. Now there's 2 bottom turrets, a front turret on top, and 2 set back also on the top of the ship. We'll have a closer look at some of the turrets a little bit later. Now you gain entry to the Retaliator by 2 elevators which come down from the fuselage. Now as we go up into the ship, you'll see that there's 2 docking hatches, one on top and one below, and you'll find that the Retaliator isn't exactly a luxury ship. There's not a lot of room. It is a military ship, and I wouldn't be the first and not the last to say it's very much designed like a submarine. Now here's one of the weapon compartments, some big torpedoes here, but in fact that's one of the compartments where you can actually swap out for other modules which have already been on sale. Now these is the well, the crew facilities. Pretty Spartan here. A toilet, shower and a sink, of course. Not much in the way of comfort. As I said about the modules, yeah, there's been a couple of modules I believe on sale. There's been a dropship module, a cargo module and a living space module. You can get these modules for the front torpedo bay here, and also for the torpedo bay at the back. As you can see, there's some pretty large weapons in there. Now as we come through the hatch here, this is the entrance to the bottom turret and to the main cockpit of the ship. As we move along here, this is the entrance to a rather cramped captain's cabin. As you can see, very submarine-like. So not a lot of comfort for the captain here. In fact, the way them doors close and the compact feel of this ship reminds me a lot of, well, I'm going to show my age here. There was an old Jerry Anderson series called UFO back in the early 70s, and really enjoyed it back in the day. And there was a ship called the Skydiver, which was an undersea submarine which launched a ship to intercept UFOs. There's something about the Retaliator which reminds me of that series and that ship. Now this is the turret up here. As you can see, we just climbed the stairs there up to this second level, which contains the top turret, also some weapon racks on the right. And as we move along down, you'll see that there's some escape pods, which actually I believe are also double as the actual sleeping compartment for the crew. So you can go sleep in here and have a dream, wake up and find yourself ejected from the ship if your ship's been destroyed while you're asleep. So sweet dreams. Right, let's pop up into the top turret now. Now, one thing to remember about all the multi-crew ships in Star Citizen at the moment is that the turrets are very much work in progress in Crusader. You know, you can fire them, but the actual workings of them, you know, mainly due to the fact that there's problems with networking, frame rate a lot of the time, is a little bit difficult. And as time goes on, all those things will improve, and thus the enjoyment of using turrets on multi-crew ships will actually come into its own. Early days yet, but when it's all working, it's going to be really awesome. Now, as we see here, we can see the top turret and also the two top rear turrets on the top of the ship there as well. We won't go into the cockpit just yet. We'll go towards the back of the ship as we go past the torpedoes there. And at the moment, I did say about the modules earlier, but none of the modules are actually on sale. But in the future, I'm sure they will come on sale again. So you'll be able to replace this section with living modules, cargo modules, or even a dropship module. Now, as we move back round and down the rather cramped corridors, we're going to enter a room where you can do some, well, I think it's like supposed to be the engineering station. Now, obviously, all this is work in progress, and I think you'll be able to control things like shields, engines, and damage control from here. But it does light up when you're actually in Crusader, but it doesn't have much function at the moment. As we move back out through the door and down the corridor, we pass the rear weapons bay. And of course, in the future, as I said earlier, you'll be able to replace that with a module of your choice. Now, off to the right is the entrance to the rear top turrets. We just have a quick trip up to the top of the turret just to show you how you get up there. And this one sits quite a long way back to give you some protection from the side and towards the rear of the ship as well. Now, as we carry on towards the back of the ship, past some lockers on the sides, we come to the entrance to the bottom back turret. We won't go down there, but that's how you get in. So as we move back out of there and up forward, we come to the right side top turret, and this is the way you get into that. So very much, as well as being a very claustrophobic like a submarine, the amount of turrets gives you that World War II bomber feeling, and I'm certainly not the first to say about that. Very much like flying the Lancaster or the B-29 Super Fortress. Well, really, the multi-crew ships in Star Citizen are really only in their first stage of evolution. There's a lot of systems to be implemented before we get the true multi-crew experience. Now behind me you see the Retaliator in its natural environment on the landing pad at Port Olisar. So let's have a quick look at the ship in flight. We're finally getting into the cockpit of the Retaliator, and I done this purposely so you could see all the HUD and display panels light up. Obviously still work in progress, and all these HUDs and displays may well be changed as we go through the year. Not sure what changes will come to ships like the Retaliator in the upcoming 2.4, if any, but going forward there will be changes and the whole multi-crew experience will be a lot more enjoyable. But as it stands, the Retaliator is still an awesome looking ship, and the best is yet to come. Well, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, and also it would really help the channel a lot if you could consider subscribing. So until next time, wherever you're watching out there, you take care, and I'll see you again sometime soon. Bye for now.